Hello everybody, it's Frosty the Songman. It is July 25th, 2018. And on this day, in 1960, Roy Orbison reached number 2 on the US singles chart with Only the Lonely, his first hit. On July 25th, 1969, Neil Young appeared for the first time with Crosby, Stills, and Nash when they played the Fillmore East in New York City. In 1971, on this day, T-Rex's Get It On was number 1 on the UK singles chart. And in 1980, AC/DC released their Back in Black album, the first AC/DC album recorded without Bon Scott singing. And it had Brian Johnson as a replacement. Bon Scott died in February 1980 in London of probably alcohol poisoning. All right, this album tonight, very special album. Northwest Passage. Northwest Passage by Stan Rogers. Released in 1981, some of the songs cover explorations of famous men like Sir John Franklin, an English Royal Navy officer and explorer of the Arctic. He disappeared on his last expedition, attempting to chart and navigate a section of the Northwest Passage in the Canadian Arctic. Another song is about Sir Alexander Mackenzie, who is a Scottish explorer known for accomplishing the first east-to-west crossing of North America north of Mexico, which preceded the more famous Lewis and Clark expedition by 12 years. His overland crossing of what is now Canada reached the Pacific Ocean in 1783. Another song is about David Thompson, a British-Canadian fur trader, surveyor, and mapmaker, known to some native people as the Stargazer. I guess because he just looked in the heavens all the time. Over Thompson's career, he traveled some 56,000 miles across North America, mapping 1.9 million square miles of North America along the way. He's been described as the greatest land explorer who ever lived. Another song is about Henry Kelsey, an English fur trader, explorer, and also a sailor who played an important role in establishing the Hudson's Bay Company in Canada. He was born in East Greenwich, southeast of central London. He is the first recorded European to have visited the present-day provinces of Saskatchewan and possibly Alberta, too. Another song, The Idiot, is about a man from the east of Canada working in Alberta who misses his home. The song Night Guard talks about modern cattle rustling, and the song Field Behind the Plow talks about the trials and tribulations of the grain farmer in Saskatchewan. Rogers has a very rich baritone voice, and he writes traditional sounding songs about Canada and the people of Canada. He was born in Hamilton, Ontario, but raised in Benbrook, Ontario. His family often spent summers visiting family in Nova Scotia. He started singing shortly after he began to talk. He got his first guitar at 5 years old. Throughout his childhood, he would practice playing and singing with his brother Garnet, 6 years his junior. Garnet played fiddle on this album, actually, on quite a few tunes. So it's pretty cool that they retained that musical bond all those years. Rogers got interested in folk music when he was in Salt Fleet High School in Stony Creek, Ontario. He also dabbled in rock and roll, singing and playing bass guitar in garage bands. After his high school experience, he attended McMaster University and Trent University and played in small venues with fellow students. Rogers signed with RCA Records in 1970, releasing some singles with them. In 1976, Rogers recorded his debut album called Fogarty's Cove, which I have, released in 1977 on Barn Swallow Records. This is a good album too, worth checking out. Rogers died alongside 22 other passengers, mostly of smoke inhalation, on June 2nd, 1983. While traveling on Air Canada Flight 797 after performing at the Kerrville Folk Festival. It was flying from Dallas, Texas to Toronto when a fire broke out in the bathroom and they were forced to make an emergency landing at Greater Cincinnati Airport in Kentucky. There were initially no visible flames, and after attempts to extinguish the fire, after they were unsuccessful, smoke filled the cabin. Upon landing, the plane's doors were opened, allowing 5 crew members and 18 of the passengers to escape. However, a little over a minute later into the evacuation, the oxygen rushing in from outside caused a flash fire, and Rogers was still on the plane at the time of the fire, and he died in that smoke inhalation. His ashes are scattered in the Atlantic Ocean off the coast of Nova Scotia. And I actually have heard the story that Stan went back on the plane to help others get off. Like, he had the opportunity to go, maybe he was one of the first ones off, but he chose to go back to help other people get off, and that's when he died of inhalation. So I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe leave in the comments below if you know the story better. Many musicians were influenced by him. When CBC's Peter Gzowski asked Canadians to pick an alternative anthem, Northwest Passage was the overwhelming choice. That's the first song on this CD. And of course the name of the CD, the album. The Stan Rogers Folk Festival is held every year in Canso, Nova Scotia. Rogers' son is named Nathan Rogers, and he's an established folk artist in Canada. All right, so let me play some of it. Yeah, very, very special album to me.
For just one time I would take the Northwest Passage to find the hand of Franklin reaching for the Beaufort Sea, tracing one warm line through a land so wide and savage, and make a Northwest Passage to the sea.
Love that song. The Field Behind the Plow. This is a song about a farmer out in Western Canada having a hard row to hoe, literally. And this is his brother, his younger brother, 6 years his junior, playing violin.
Watch the behind the plow, turn to straight. Feel the trickle in your clothes, blow from your nose, hear the tractor's steady roar. Oh.
Okay, you get the idea. Sorry, I played this CD a lot. Night Guard is another song. Working Joe, kind of a song about a guy that's blue collar worker. He's just taking the day off, reading an old trashy novel, drinking coffee cup after coffee cup, watching the day go by. You Can't Stay Here is about a woman trying to stay with Stan, but it would cause so many problems. He just said, no, I can't open that can of worms. You can't stay here tonight. The Idiot, this is one of my favorite songs on the album. Did I press pause? And of course it's gonna skip.
Back to that eastern town. I remember back 6 years ago, this western life I chose. And every day the news would say some factory's going to close. Well, I could have stayed to take the dough, but I'm not one of those. I did nothing free, and that makes me an idiot, I suppose. So I bid farewell to the eastern town I never more will see. But work I must, so I eat this dust and breathe refinery. Oh, I miss the green and the woods and streams, and I don't like cowboy clothes. But I like being free, and that makes me an idiot, I suppose.
Love that song. This is called Lies. A song about telling lies.
At last the kids are gone now for the day. She reaches for the coffee as the school bus pulls away. Another day to tend the house and plan for Friday at the Legion when she's dancing with her man. Sure was a bitter winter, but Friday will be fine, and maybe last year's Easter dress will be served her one more time. She passed for 29, but for her eyes,
Beautiful baritone voice.
but winter lines are telling wicked lies. Oh, lies. All those lines are telling wicked lies. Lies, all lies. Too many lies.
Beautiful song. This is his disco phase.
Well, you could see it in his eyes as they strained against the night, and the bone white knuckles.
It's called Canal Road.
65 miles into town, and the winter's thirst to drown.
Nice song. Free in the Harbor.
Well, it's blackfish at play in Hermitage Bay, from Bush through across to Wass Island. They broach and they spout and they lift their flukes out, and they wave to a town that is dying.
Sings a lot of songs about fishing in eastern Canada.
That has plied on the foam, hauling away, but there's many more fellas been leaving their homes where the
Okay, last song, California.
Now it's getting so I'm mad when someone said, 'cause I've had to say goodbye to friends away.
Alright, it's skipping. That's the only bad thing about CDs. So, and I don't take care of them as good as I should. They're all over strewn about my car on the floor and crap. I'm bad about that. Alright, so Stan Rogers, Northwest Passage. Excellent, excellent moving album. It's got currents of folk music, a lot of history. He's got a really deep, rich baritone voice. It puts you in a special place listening to this album. I would definitely recommend it. This is, yeah, it's up there. It's one of my faves. Thank you.